Greetings to another video. Today I want to talk about failures and why they are necessary, especially in endurance riding. So I can quite honestly say I've failed a 600k, a 400, a 300, a 200. I've cried on multiple of those rides, and I guess they could all be classed as failures because I didn't get to the end destination of where I wanted to ride. But I'm so glad they happened, and I think this is so important to talk about, because I think we are so hard on ourselves. We beat ourselves up for when we don't do like a set thing where we're like, we want to go and do this ride and we don't complete it. And this is what I've learned, is that the failures are where you learn the most. You learn where the holes are, either in your training, either in your nutrition or your route planning, or I don't know, that is where you learn the most. And that's where you find where your limits are as well. I know for me, that's 100% been the case. And I'm so glad they happened. At the time, you feel like it's the worst thing in the world, but you do definitely learn the most from those rides. And also, they are the most memorable rides. They are the ones where you got the best stories from. So for example, for me, I guess the worst kind of failure, was when I did All Points North last year. It was like an 800k ride. I think I got to about 500k. And I went up Great Dunfell, a really long climb. It's called the Mont Ventoux of the UK. Got to the top, it was so windy. My bike blew in the air and I just panicked. I went into just proper meltdown. I was crying. I was just like, what am I doing? And then I ended up having to call for help. I had to get a lift down, so I had to scratch from that event. And I just was really upset about it. And then after thinking about it, you're like, well, I learned a lot from that. I learned that was my limit, and I learned that, if it was going to be that windy again, I'd be able to handle it a lot better. And so, yeah, I think we have to remind ourselves that it is just riding a bike at the end of the day, and don't be hard on yourself if you fail. And I think one quote that I absolutely love was from the late, amazing, incredible Mike Hall, who was an incredible endurance rider. Basically, he says something along the lines of not to treat these types of rides and events as a pass or a fail, because you'll just torture yourself with it. And actually what we should be doing is just treating them as an experiment, because an experiment into whatever you want to do has always got an outcome. So don't see things as black and white, as pass and fail. Just see them as learning experiences, and just ride your bike. Just get out there, enjoy yourself, ride your bike, learn about yourself. Because for me, doing all these things and doing all these rides where I've pushed myself and way above what I thought I ever could do, it sounds really cliche, but I have learned so much about myself, and I feel like that's spilled over into my other, the rest of my life, because I feel so self-sufficient when I'm doing these solo rides, that it's made me feel a lot more capable in everyday life, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to go because I'm really cold, but yeah, don't think of it as, I'm going to steal Mike's quote, don't think of it as a pass and fail. Just get out, ride your bike and enjoy yourself, because at the end of the day, it is just riding a bike. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this series, and yeah, I will see you for another video very soon. I'm gonna go because I'm so cold. Okay, bye. Just put my hand in a load of dirt. I know I could hear you, and I couldn't really hear what you were saying. So I was like, oh, I'll be fine sat there, they'll not hear anything.
No,
and you heard it all.
we just thought we didn't want to start talking in the background or whatever.
Oh, bless you.
Spot, and it does look like it, and apart from the van coming round the back.
I know, I thought, you little bugger.
I wonder whether cups of tea and super noodles in there.
Oh, I'll tell you what, super noodles after doing any kind of exercise when you're cold are
It's the only time that they're edible, I reckon.
It is. Well, thank you so much for being quiet for me, I appreciate it. Have a lovely rest of your day. How nice were they? They were the nicest people. They were just we were eavesdropping and we just didn't want to start talking. But I just thought that was the nicest thing. I just love me. You meet the nicest people in spots like this, let me tell you. let me tell you, right, I'm gonna go. Hope you've enjoyed the video series. And if you've got any questions or any other things that you want answering or any other topics you want covering in future videos, leave them in the comments and I'll see you next video. I'm gonna get warm. I'm not gonna go swimming there. They went swimming in there. Oh, not for me, child.